Yes, guys, welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things We Learnt. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. You guys know exactly what to do as soon as you enter into the show. Hit the likes, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell notification button as well if you want to be the first to know whenever we release any new content. And big up, we are back after another very relaxing Conference League game. I keep saying I could get used to this little side mission trophy for the season because all it is just kicking your feet up on a Thursday night and watching Chelsea hoop. And we got that in spades. Like, we talked about just wanting a nice little confidence building result with Arsenal coming up at the end of the week. And we got that and even more. 8 goals. An 8-0 win, obviously against FC Noah, and it's a team that you're expected to beat. But I keep talking about this, and this is going to be my first point. It's about professionalism, and it's about not being complacent. If you're the better team, play like you're the better team. Kill them off within the first half, and talk about killing them off. That's exactly the way that you want to see Chelsea handle games like this against teams like FC Noah, who, fair play to them, still managed to progress the ball at times, still managed to test Jorgensen at times as well. But eventually, we just cooked them. Every time we got forward, we got the ball. And every time we got the ball, we were either making a chance or scoring off that chance. We should have scored within the first 2 minutes. João Felix with an unbelievable miss. But my main first point is that we handled FC Noah exactly the way that you would want us to handle them. And that is a good show of mentality, at the very least. At the very least. Before we keep going any further, though, I realize I haven't shouted out our sponsors. So big up to Omely. With Omely, it's time to get in the game. Omely brings fans together like never before and lets them take center stage, whether you want to host a live show, jump in as a guest, listen in, or simply connect with other passionate supporters. Omely is the place where true football conversations happen. Forget about just typing comments. With Omely, every fan has a voice in real time. This is a platform where you don't just follow the game and the news, you live it. The more you engage, the more recognition you earn. So if you're ready to be a part of something bigger, download Omely today and let's bring football fans back home. Shout out to Omely, shout out to the sponsors, and shout out to Chelsea for absolutely cooking FC Noah. 8 goals, we were 6-0 up by half time, which I think is the biggest lead that an English team's had in a major European competition in about 47 years. 47 years. Did I get the stat right? Yes, I did. Unbelievable. Shout out to Noah, though. Like we said, they did test the goalkeeper a little bit. And that was leading on to my second point. And that was that, Jorgensen actually looked pretty good under pressure. He did well when he was tested. And again, I don't believe it's the right game to really write it off, because given the quality of Noah and all of that, even when they do test you, it's not going to be to the same level of a Premier League team, for example. But he looked assured of himself. He made the right saves when he needed to make them. And when they did press him, he looked good under pressure. That's something that we don't really get to say when it comes to Robert Sanchez, for example. But for me, it was another positive performance from him. I would really like to see him start against Arsenal, but I already know I'm not going to get what I want with that one. But yeah, shout out to Jorgensen for doing well when tested. It's another good performance from him. I maintain that I don't think he had a bad game against Newcastle. None of the goals were his fault, and he didn't really worry me bar one pass. And it wasn't even a situation like Sanchez where he misses a guy who's right next to him, for example. Jorgensen, when he had that howler, there was literally no option for him. If anything, he should have just lumped it long, but that was the only mistake that he had in that game. I'd like to see him start. I know he's not going to start. It is what it is. Third point, Marc Guiu. I don't think I really deeped how great this guy is in terms of winning the ball from the final third. This guy is a pressing beast. And it was a big reason why we're able to win the ball back and start so many counterattacks in their own half. Because these guys were dawdling on the ball and Guiu's just yoink, I'm going to take it. And that guy is a physical specimen. The guy's already fucking massive for his age already. Give him a couple years. This guy could be insane in terms of holding up the ball or being able to dribble with the ball at speed and hold players off at the same time. I like the idea of the player. Obviously, he's still young and everything, so we'll wait to see if he realizes that level. But it was a really, really positive performance from him. And I'm glad to see Guiu get another start because he only started, I think, the first and maybe second leg against cfctvyt, and we haven't seen him have a start since. He's been getting pity minutes in the Conference League. So it's good to see him finally get given a little run out. Big up to him and good performance. Good performance. Fourth point, Tyreek George. Like, I have seen improvements in him already in the Conference League, albeit with limited minutes. Like, I think he was a bit more composed today. He seemed to be like, there was less of him trying to like make the moment for himself and keep peppering the goal, because I remember like one of the sub appearances, I don't know if it was Barrow or if it was Ghent, but he kept getting the ball and like the main aim was for him to try and get the goal, him to try and make the impact. And I think now he looked a little bit smarter when he was in possession. There was a lot of moments where it's just keeping it simple and keeping it simple. And honestly, I think he should have got an assist. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think he made a really good chance in the first half that should have been buried and it didn't get buried. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember him having one moment. I just can't remember who the cross was to. But yeah, a really good performance from him. Be nice to see him get some more minutes in the Conference League. Like, another good thing about this game as well, which leads me to my fourth point, is that like the goal difference, the fact that we were peppering them like this means that like now we can aim to get to top of the table or stay top of the table with room to spare. And I'm looking at game week 6. So when we play Shamrock Rovers at home, I don't even really need to see the B team like that. You could really just throw out all the academy kids, because when we get to match day 6, I'm expecting us to obviously still be top, hopefully with a gap as well. Like, I don't think anybody's level with us at the Conference League. Let me just double check quickly. But I would assume by match day 6, we should be top with a lead, with a gap, and hopefully a significant goal difference if we don't even get to that. So we wouldn't have to worry. Yeah, there's a bunch of other teams on 9 points as well. If we can up the goal difference, we ain't got to worry about that Shamrock Rovers game at all, even in terms of keeping the B team, which means we can put more academy players in, which kind of helps us, because December's when the fixture list really starts to get packed. Actually, no, I say that we're out of the Carabao Cup. That might have also helped us a little bit. Look, throw the kids out for that game anyway. It is what it is. Fifth point. Much better at set pieces. I don't know. Maybe it's because we were doing like outswingers a bit more. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, like we scored 2 corners for the first time in ages. Maybe we're finally starting to turn a corner because it's the right time for it. Arsenal's coming up next. We have to win that one. And if we're going to win it, we have to be on job at set pieces, because we already know what these guys are on when it comes to it. Last game, we conceded, I think, was it 2 goals off 2 set pieces? I know Ben White's first goal was from a set piece. I can't remember if the second one was. But we were so lazy in that game. Like, we weren't marking the second man at the near post at all, and meant they were making chances for fun. Let's hope we prepare for that game better. But that's the end of the show. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. Hit the likes, subscribe, all of that crap, and let's go beat Arsenal. Up the Chelsea.